Welcome back to the Force 9's YouTube channel. Welcome back to an Andalusian adventure with Sevilla on Football Manager 2017. And today we're going to go through the second half of January. So far, we have sold a left back. Escudero's gone to AS Roma. And we are on January 16th. Last episode, we saw a smattering of games. I think we played like maybe 3 or 4. And they went okay for the most part. We did get knocked out of the Copa del Rey. There were 3-1 defeat to Celta Vigo in the second leg. But after that, we did get a win over Barcelona, which is always nice. So in today's video, we're going to see some highlights from the Valencia game at home and then the game against Malaga. But for the most part, we're going to be looking at some more transfers. And we'll start off here. River Plate have made an offer to loan Mercado till the end of the season. And I'm going to accept this, which leaves our left back at the moment with Radu, and then we have 2 youngsters in Gonzalez and Longlet. So I think that's good because he's not going to get games and he's only going to get worse. So we'll get him his football for the rest of the season, and then we'll see where we sit with him afterwards. Now there's lots of scout reports coming because we're still looking for that striker. I have drawn up a short list of things that we can now afford. We have about 11 million in the bank. So at the moment, we have a few players that we could potentially get in. So starting off, Mario Mandzukic, 30-year-old striker, playing for Juventus at the moment, and he might be affordable. We might need to save up a bit more money for it. Elsewhere, we've got Alexander Mitrovic of Newcastle, Serbian, bit of a rule breaker, and he may end up getting cards here and there, but I think he's a decent striker, and again, he's something that's definitely affordable. Leonardo Pavelti, striker from Napoli. I like the heading stat at 16. He's got some good mentals in there. Physically, he's very balanced. John Guidetti, we've seen him a couple of times, and he scored a couple of goals against us playing for Celta Vigo. And yeah, I like the look of Guidetti, and he is, yeah, we should be able to get him for probably a decent price. And he's got a bit of potential with him as well. He's only, was he 22? He's 24. Lastly, we have Gerard Moreno, who plays up front for Espanyol. And again, technically, looks good. Good start of finishing, 15. Good first touch, good mentals. He is also attracting interest from Schalke. So there's a few players there that we can look at. I've got loads of scout reports here as well, so we'll see if there's any good players amongst these as well. Mario Balotelli will be available for a free at the end of the season. That's the thing we could look at doing. Now, of course, we've still got people interested in some of our players, mainly Vitolo. So we'll have to look out for that as well. Carlos Fernandez is off to Zaragoza. That deal's just been done. He's going to be there on loan till the end of the season. If he does well, he'll come back to us and hopefully be a good striker, a good backup striker. I think it will be one of these 5 players here. Let's see if we can add a bit more to the budget. No, we can't. Can we ask for more? We can. Let's try that. No, they said no to that. What about wage budget? Okay, so they've accepted an increase in wage. So that's good. So we should be able to swing this over to this side a bit. There we go. If we put it at about that, then we'll have enough to spend in the wage budget as well. So 15 million. Well, let's start from the top then. Let's make an offer for Mandzukic. So at the moment he's valued at 13.75. Let's suggest that. And they've gone up to 23 straight away. So I think this guy will be a little bit too much for us. What about 15? 22. They've gone down. I think Mandzukic will be a bit much. I don't want Mitrovic, actually. I don't think he'll be right for us. Let's have a look at Moreno, Espanyol striker. We should be able to get him. I think we'll be able to get him. Alright, let's make an offer. He's valued at 8. We'll start there. They've gone up to 20. Let's say 10. 18. They're coming down. How about 10 plus another million if he gets 20 goals next season? No. They've gone up to 1.2. Let's put this at 10 again. What have we got? Okay, right. They've gone non-negotiable. They started with 16, so straight away we can't afford that unless we move this a little bit up to 17. 16 million is a lot for this player. Let's have a look at Guidetti. We'll start off with 7.5 there. So straight away they've just said no, we don't want to know. Pavoletti, the target man, starting off at 9.5. Let's see what they say for that. They've gone up to 16. Then now we could make some leeway here. We'll do the same thing. Okay, if they've declined to give an answer, we'll send that offer and let's see what they come back with. So those are the 4 players that we're looking at the moment. Mandzukic will be probably a bit too much, but it's one of these 3 players at the moment. Let me know what you think of those. I don't know what else we'll be able to get. I don't think we'll be able to get much better than that. Guidetti is being fully scouted at the moment. Now, at the moment, it says estimated cost of 21.5 million. It's a lot of money. Okay, so Correa is on his way to Palermo. Is this just a loan? He is moving on loan, yeah. So we'll get a bit of money for that. The Guidetti bid has been rejected, the 8.5. Okay, so in terms of Pavoletti, Napoli want 14.25 million plus the 1.2 if he scores 20 goals. We can definitely, come to an agreement here. 10 million and 1.2. Now they're saying 1.4 and 13.75. They've gone non-negotiable, 13.5. All right, Guidetti. I want Guidetti. 10 million. I'm locking that 10 million in. How about a bit of profit from next sale? Let's say 20%. No, they're not having it, are they? All right, 10.5. 10.5 million. Let's see if they come back with anything. Okay, well, while we're thinking about that, we've got a match. We're at home against Valencia. The reverse fixture ended 1-1. We're in second place at the moment, and we have a game in hand over Barcelona. Our goal difference is a bit worse, but we're not far behind them at the moment. Okay, the team is performing well. Vitolo's still kind of unhappy because we blocked his move to Manchester City. Vieto's had some poor games in recent times. We're going to actually drop him today. And we're going to start Jovetic. A bit of a bold move. Vieto is our top scorer. But he hasn't done well in his past few games. So we're going to start Jovetic today. We have Crendelli on the bench. I think we'll move him onto the bench. Now, who do we bring off here? Get Montoya out of the team. We'll leave him out of it. So, yeah, Crendelli will be on the bench today. Nzonzi tends not to finish games. So I think Crendelli will come on as a substitute sometime in the game. Okay, so Valencia have Diego Alves, Gaia, Mangala, Garay, Montoya, Parejo, Nani, Orellana, Medran, Cancelo, and Zaza. Okay, the Jovetic experiment hasn't worked. Vieto's on. We've had to substitute Sarabia as well. He picked up an injury, so Nasri's playing out on the right-hand side. We're going to change Nasri to a Ramdeuter and see if we can get a goal. It's 0-0 still. We're almost an hour in. It's been a quiet game. And Zaza's just scored for Valencia. We're 1-0 down at home here. It's not been too good. Not been a lot of shots for us. Only 3 to their 11. Rodrigo running with the ball. Put the cross into Zaza. The first shot was saved by Rico. But the rebound went in. And we lose 1-0 at the moment. Still, about half of the second period left. It's cleared. And Kramvik's going to get sent off here. So I think we'll be forced to play Crendelli. Because he'll be suspended for the next game. Yeah, it's the second yellow card for Kranjeviter. I think that's our first red card of the season. I think that's the first time we've had a sending off. Right, I'm going to bring Ganso deeper. Playing Nzonzi as roaming. Yeah, this hasn't gone well today. We're losing, and now we've had a sending off. And Vieto's offside there. And its full time is going to be any seconds. There it is. It's a defeat at home against Valencia. It's disappointing. Yeah, the Jovetic thing just didn't work. He did terrible. Vitolo, I need to have a word with Vitolo because he's just not been doing well. Sarabia will only be out for a few days, so that's at least one thing good from today. Right, where is Vitolo? Let's have a chat with Vitolo because let's have a look at this form. So in his past 5 games, he's averaged 6.88, which isn't very good. We can't actually speak to him. Yeah, he's been, as you was Bayern that tried to buy him, not Man City, but yeah. I'm not putting him on the transfer list. I don't want him sold. Real Madrid are now also interested. So, yeah, this is going to be a difficult one. Zidane was actually at the match watching Vitolo play. He didn't have a good game, so maybe that means he's not going to go for him. There's not long left in the window. Only like a week and a half, maybe. A week and a bit. Guidetti is still not happening at the moment. This has been rejected. Right. 1.6 and 11 million. They don't want to know. Okay, right, cancel Guidetti then. Okay, so let's go back in for Pavoletti. Something like this. They've negotiated. Oh, right. So the 11 million stays. That's good. Okay. We'll leave that in there then. Okay. Percentage of profit. Let's go 15. The 1.4 after those many goals, I'll keep. Let's try and get rid of these. Let's see what they say to that. They've gone non-negotiable. Right. So 11 million. 25% of profit from next sale. 1.1 million after 50 games. 110,000 every game per league. So that's 110,000 per game for the next 10 games. And 1.7 million after 20 goals. That could take it over 15 million. I think we'll do that. Pavoletti, offer's been officially made. Okay, so the Pavoletti offer's been accepted. Pavoletti, it's not Pavolotti. It's not an opera singer. That's Pavarotti anyway. Okay, so rotation striker. I think that's okay. Full time. What's that? Only an 18-month contract. £52,000 a year. Let's try and get this down a bit. Put that down to about 36. Signing with an agent fee, I'm not too worried about that. 41 million release clause. If someone pays that, fine, they can have him. 5,000 if he's an unused sub. And 10 per appearance. And 9 per goal. Okay, they're listening. Alright, 5.5. 36 might be a bit low. Let's go 38. Let's see. Right, okay, they're getting a bit impatient now. Right, 10.25, that's fine. It's the wage. They want the wage at 41. 38 wasn't right. 41. 39.5. We'll meet them in the middle. Okay, they're pleased with that. Let's finalise that. And it looks like we'll sign a striker before the end of the video. That's good. Okay, Mercado's going to River Plate on loan. That's sorted out. That does leave us in a bit of an issue with left back though, because we have Radu and then we have 2 youngsters. So, yeah, it's going to be difficult. Rico's got food poisoning. He should be back for the other game today though. Moreno, they want 15 up front. 11.5, and I might listen. Oh, no, they like that. Right, 35% is too much there. Let's go 20. Get rid of that. How about that? Oh! They're happy with that. We're going to accept those demands. Moreno. We'll have to compare the two because we've got 2 strikers that we're in the running for now. He'll be a rotation striker as well. A much longer contract. Let's try and get the wage to about the same as well. Let's go for about 36. Minimum release clause. We'll up that to 40 million. What do they think? Disappointing start, they're saying. Right. We'll go 39.5, the same that we offered the other guy. They're being a bit difficult, aren't they? Right, we'll leave that at 1.6 and that at 1.2. How about that? We're getting there. We're very close to a deal here. Right, 1.2. And 40. How about that? Oh, they like that. Okay. Right, so that's 2 strikers there that we're gonna sign one of the 2. So it's either Moreno or it's Pavoletti. Now let's have a look at them both. Moreno is clearly better technically. They both offer something mentally. Physically, Pavoletti's better. He's got better fitness. Pace-wise, they're about the same. He's just a little bit stronger. So we're definitely going to sign one of these 2 players. It's just which one we sign. Looking at the age as well, Moreno is 4 years younger. So of the 2, I'm inclined to go with Moreno. Also, he speaks Spanish. Pavoletti does not speak Spanish. So I'm inclined to go more towards Moreno. He's a complete forward. Pavoletti would be more of a target man with a 16 header. Right, we're going to delay the Pavoletti deal. When Moreno comes along, I'm going to decide there and then if we accept. Oh, God. This could not have come at a worse time. Radu is injured for 4 to 5 weeks. And we have sold both Mercado and Escudero. Well, Mercado's out on loan. Escudero's gone. Leaving us with 2 left backs in Longlet and Gonzalez. Alright, we're looking at emergency left backs at the moment because I'm really worried. Actually, this Akiemi guy, I looked at him previously and he looks quite good and he's 19. And he'll only be worth £1.8 million from Rayo Vallecano. He's got a release clause of 1.8 million. So we'll make the offer. Why the hell not? He'll be a hot prospect. £2 a week. Yeah, why not? I reckon he'll play a bit. Try and get these down a bit. So, that's fine. I honestly don't know what to do if I want Moreno or Paveletti. We'll have Moreno for longer. So if he doesn't do very well, we'll have to pay him a lot of his remaining contract. But he speaks Spanish. He's better technically, and he has 4 years on him. We're gonna do it. We're gonna accept the Moreno deal. We're gonna sign Gerard Moreno. There you go. Made the decision. Will it come back to haunt me? We'll see. Now I know we've just sent Mercado out on loan, but after this injury, do we recall it? I just realised what I've done, guys. Mercado's been sold. He's a right back. He's not a left back, meaning we only have one right back. I've made a big mistake there. Why have I done that? I'm going to recall it, I think, because I just realised what I've done, that I've sold one of only 2 right backs we have. That was a really dumb thing to do. So, sorry with a player, I'm having my player back. Why have I done that? Iborra is disappointed with lack of first team football. He'll start the next game because we have Cranvita suspended. So, yeah, he'll get some games now. You've got to do well, Iborra. Remember how you started this season? You gave the ball away and cost us the, I think it was either the Super Cup or the Super Cup. We've got 50 loan offers for Longlet. 50. From teams in Saudi Arabia, Spain, Turkey, Switzerland, Portugal, Italy. I'm not going through all of these. I'm accepting every single one of these. I'm not going through every single one of these. Have they? I think they've actually all been accepted. All the offers have been dealt with. Okay. I thought I'd have to go through every single one of those then. Jesus, that worried me for a second. Okay, the second of today's games. Away against Malaga. Iborra is going to come in for the suspended Cranvita. Radu is injured. It's going to be Gonzalez. We'll play him as fullback support. We'll bring Vieto back up top. And we're going to start Nasri instead of Vitolo. Because Vitolo's not done well recently and he's unhappy. Right, that's the team we're going to go with against Malaga. And if we can get a win, that's good. Or we need to get Cranvita off the bench. Okay, Malaga have Kameni, Juancar, Demichelis, Lorente, Rosales, Camacho, Fornals, Recio, Castro, Keko, and Sandro. Juanpi is on the bench, Kuzmanovic, and a few others. Right, improvement please, guys. The team talk's gone down well. Oh, it's a goal, Rami, with another header. He scored that's his 3rd goal of the season. I think they've all been headers from corners, so Rami's good on those set pieces. It was Nasri with the corner and Rami completely unmarked with their header. He put his hand up as well, but it's a good goal. We lead 1-0 at Malaga. We haven't had a lot of shots though today. The possession is a bit more in our favour, but it's not been the most exciting of games really. Oh, they've just equalised literally a minute later. Keko. Great. Juanpi passed it to Juancar and then Keko with their header, and the keeper didn't get there. He should never even allowed to have the header. He had like 3 red shirts around him and none of them actually got to it. Vieto's had a terrible game again. What's happened to Vieto? Our top scorer has turned to mush and not scored in about 6 games. It's worrying. I think we'll give Moreno his debut in our next game. And that's going to be full time any second. There it is, 1-1. We defended well in that game. I'm going to say you were unlucky today. We need to have a word with Vieto because he's hit a poor run of form. So there we go. He did score against Barcelona, but he didn't really play well at all in that game other than that. But, I mean, other than that, he's averaged, well, not a lot. So, I'm going to warn him about his recent form. I'm going to say, your form has been declining recently. Try to pick yourself up in the next few matches. He agrees with us. That's good. So, before we go today, we will just finish up the transfer window and see what else happens. It's actually been quite quiet, you know, in terms of the big players that were attracting interest at the start, guys like Vitolo. Deadline day is coming up, so they may still be making offers. With Vieto not performing, I think next game, who is Las Palmas, I think, we're going to give Moreno his debut. Okay, Longlet has gone to Al Ahly in Saudi Arabia. They're paying all of his wages, that's fine. Akiemi is going to be brought in, so we'll make that deal. The left back coming in from Vallecano. Soriano has rejected the offer from Celta Vigo. I've actually just had a thought, and that is that if Vitolo does get sold, we won't have a replacement. So we need a replacement left winger if he does go. That's why I'm in the scouting section again looking for inside forwards. So there's some names I recognise here. Bonaventura I used on FM14 and he didn't really work out for me. I can see a 30-year-old Ryan Babel. I can see Chris Commons. There's definitely some names I recognise here. I'm going to get these guys scouted. There's also some on the transfer list which we're looking at. So if Vitolo does go, then we will have a replacement sorted. Now, Campagna, that's a player we used to have, so we've got some money from that. We're not interested in Mandzukic anymore. We'll remove him from the shortlist. Okay, right, new development. And Nzonzi wants to join Juventus. You have a release clause in your contract, and I'm only willing to let you leave if and when that clause is met. Get on with your... Okay, right. Nzonzi's unhappy. What is his release clause out of interest? 39 million. So if you offer 39 million, fine. Okay, Soriano's off to Real Sociedad, the young goalkeeper, fine. Okay, so while we didn't actually sell any of our good players, it did leave them unhappy. And Nzonzi wanted to move to Juventus, who never actually made the offer, so he can shut up now, please. But he's unhappy because we said, you're staying here, I'm not selling you. And the same with Vitolo. So we have some unhappy players on our hands. But we did come out of it with a couple of signings. Gerard Moreno from Espanyol, the striker, joining on a 3.5-year contract. Sorry, no, 4.5-year contract. And Akiemi from Rayo Vallecano, £1.8 million for the 19-year-old left back, who definitely will see some more of in the future, I'm sure. However, we have ended the transfer window with an unhappy Vitolo and an unhappy Nzonzi as well, because he wants to move to Juventus. So he's not happy with the fact that we're not going to sell Vitolo. There's a few games we're going to play off screen. I know Real Madrid are coming up. Okay, so we have Monaco coming up. I'm going to do a Sunday upload, and that will be the Monaco and Alaves games, and then the next day we'll play the second leg of Monaco and then the Celta Vigo game. So there'll be less games played off screen, but it does mean you'll get more videos. So next episode, we're going to play the first leg of the Champions League last 16, and then we'll play the game against Alaves. Off screen, we'll have Las Palmas and Real Madrid and Athletic Bilbao. So it's going to be some interesting games off screen, namely playing at the Bernabeu. That's going to be an interesting one. It's actually that's the first time I'm facing him in the league. It's been delayed a little bit, and we faced them in the league towards the end of the season. I think at the end of the season we will do all 4 of those games, and then depending on how far we get in the Champions League, that will definitely take premise. So the rest of these La Liga games, apart from the Real Madrid games and then a handful of others, maybe the Athletic and the Atletico Madrid games, the rest of them we should hopefully get points in all of them. Hopefully we don't have any more silly defeats like Valencia or Sociedad or Espanyol, but we'll have to wait and see. That's going to do it for today. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like down below, leave any comments, and if you want to see videos as and when they turn up on YouTube, hit subscribe. Next episode, we're going to kick off with the Champions League last 16 first leg. Let's see how far we can get in Europe in our first experience in the Champions League of Sevilla. We're going to try and get as far as we can because we can't win the 4th Europa League anymore. So let's see how far we can get. Thank you for watching, and I will see you then. Goodbye.